I feel really honored to be here with all of you, and I know we're just getting started, so just welcoming everybody in as we land into this sacred space and time together. And as we drop into this really sacred ceremonial practice as a intergalactic tribe of beauty walkers, of star seeds, of initiates of the great work, which is, of course, as Don Oscar teaches over and over, being love, teaching love by the way that we live. And I feel that this wisdom, this truth is just the most essential thing to navigate this time. So welcome, everyone. And tonight as we enter this Wednesday night link up, I want to give the deepest honor and gratitude to all of our sacred altar grounds. And my name's Robin, if I didn't introduce myself before. And usually I am accompanied by my handsome and most wonderful husband, Darcy. But as I was explaining before, he's on renovation duty for one of our domes here at Star River Sanctuary that needed a floor replacement. And he has the skills to step in when the carpenters peace out. So he is doing that tonight, but sending his sombra here, sending his energy. Hi, Mary, all the way from Australia. Good to see you again. Right on. So as I was tuning into leading this Wednesday night link up, I have a morning practice now in this altar room. And of course, the beautiful altar mayor is here with me. And we are so honored and grateful to have this really what feels to me like the most beautiful, coherent, crystalline heart field. And I was sharing with some community recently that I was a bit intimidated, more than a little intimidated, when we were going to be welcoming this up to live with us, because I was not sure if we would explode, with all the energy and chi coming in. And, to my delight and honestly my surprise, the energy of this, the high frequency is actually a coherent frequency. It's a radically harmonic frequency that is deeply nourishing and settling and resourcing. And really this room in what we call our house, which we call the hippie castle, because where we live in Nelson, British Columbia, is a hippie hideout. There's a lot of history there. And the people who built this house were very altered on large amounts of entheogenic substances in the 70s and 80s, and they built this 7-level house. And so this room has become like, it's actually like a lighthouse. It's at the very top of Apu Crystal, which is in the top of a valley, and it's just such a beautiful place to be. And I just wanted to share that, this heart field, this generator of harmonic love and beauty is just gently whispering, gently communicating, and of course is available for all of us to attune to and connect to 24/7. And I feel greatly honored and privileged that I can spend my morning practice and my days coming here and just really resting into the goodness of this life, the goodness of this universe, and really just how profoundly benevolent creation is when I step out of separation consciousness. And so it's been guiding and teaching. And, as Don Oscar and Cindy shared when they came up here, we were expecting like maybe some more instructions, like very specific. Like Don Oscar is famous for very complex instructions that make sense afterwards, but in the moment, I'm going on faith. And the instruction they gave us was to listen and to trust our hearts. We're like, okay, we'll go with that. So I'm gonna lean into that for this Wednesday night link up, and really some of what the Ultra Mayor has been communicating to me in sitting with it, which is the radical importance of our sacred altar grounds as a space and a place of transmutation, of gathering. And in fact, the altar was tuning in to this energy that's so alive sometimes in my life and maybe in yours and definitely in the collective, of this level of like free floating anxiety. The level of free floating anxiety and hoocha that is just like the cloud systems kind of moving all around the earth. And I was tuning into that, where that lives in me. And then just through this dialogue with the altar mayor, receiving this instruction of like how it can be and each of our mesa grounds can be a transmutational toroidal generator, gathering the hoocha from our lives, gathering the hoocha from the collective, and instantaneously transforming that into Sami. And really connecting to how so often when I've been with my Mesa or in this practice, I felt like I've been extending my field. Like, how much love can I generate out? And it was this shift. And what I'd like to dive into tonight with you for the Wednesday night link up is a little improvisational and experimental, if you're willing to go with me in that. And this gathering of the hoocha to transform into Sami. And how right now we're in the time of spring, which there's just so much Sami where we are here. Everything is alive. Everything is green. Everything is growing. We got a new puppy. It's crazy town. So that's a story for another time. But the Sami is very alive in our life, and recognizing that this is a form of radical resilience to take that hoocha and to transform it into Sami. But sometimes I find that hard to do in my own body. Like we're instructed in level 3 of the Pachakuti Mesa apprenticeship program for the hoocha makui. I find that a little confusing sometimes to do in my body, but through the Mesa, it feels like it's really rocking. So just to lay that foundation, and we could begin by opening our sacred altar grounds. And then I'll just guide a process of drawing in Sami. And then so we start to fill up, then beginning to draw in and allow our sacred altar grounds to magnetize the hoocha and instantaneously transform it into Sami. Because why not? As Don Oscar has instructed, if you can imagine it, you can do it. And I'm a big fan of that. So I'm going to be facing you and also my mic. So I'm going to be opening the Mesa and then coming back to you. And so we can just do this together. And I'm still learning how to do this whole setup. So we'll see how this goes. So if we can all anchor in together and drop into our bodies, our breath. Just taking a few deep breaths to arrive and land fully in the present moment. If you feel any tension or jitters, perhaps having a few audible exhales to reset your nervous system. Bringing both hands to your altar, to your sacred mesa, or directing this present, loving presence to the sombra of your mesa, to the living spirit, the essence. Take a deep breath in, full breath out, and then breathing in to Pachamama all together. Pachamama. 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 Mama Kia. Mama Kia. Mama Kia. Mama Kia. Wiracocha. 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 Indi. Inti. 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 And then Quichi in the center. Quichi. 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 Breathing and receiving these sacred forces of creation. Breathing and receiving the goodness of all of creation surrounding you, from below, from above, before, behind, and all around. Now feeling the great cosmos above, and simultaneously feeling your body and all the points of contact of your body and the earth below. Feeling, seeing, sensing, imagining all the light of above, the beautiful light codes and life codes pouring down through the river of stars above us, through the great cosmos. From each star, the moon, the sun, from all the planets, all these beautiful streams of light, of life, of celestial illumination, and feeling this beautiful energy spiral and form into the most brilliant, bright, luminous, pearlescent white orb above you, above your home or wherever you are. And then feeling, sensing, welcoming this infinitely bright, white, pearlescent light of the cosmos to pour down through the thousand-petaled crown of your lotus, of your the thousand-petaled lotus of your crown chakra, pouring all through your head, your luminous body into the soma, pouring down through the rivers of life and light within your body, blessing, cleansing, instantaneously transmuting all hucha into sami, moving through you like a beautiful liquid light, leaving no place behind as it moves through your neck, shoulders, chest, down your arms, through the energy centers of your palms, pouring down into your solar plexus region, your heart region, your belly, your pelvic region, through your hips, down your legs, knees, feet, through your root and the soles of your feet, down, 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 into the many layers of earth and the many layers of strata within the earth, rooting down like a mighty tree root, reaching all the way to the magma level of the earth's skin, and really feeling that rich power, that incredible power of the earth, and this energy of life force, of Khao Sai, and feeling gratitude and appreciation for this incredible life and life force as it moves up through this root, up through the many layers of the earth, and nourishing, vitalizing, blessing everywhere it moves, creating a deeper point of contact between you and the living intelligence of our Holy Mother Earth, Pachamama, Sophia, Gaia. And this beautiful Khao flows into those meridians at the soles of your feet, your root chakra, and just nourishes and vitalizes and infuses your whole being with life, with power, with nourishment, bringing this all the way through your legs, your pelvic region, up your central channel, your spine, nourishing all your inner organs, all the organs of life in your torso, your belly, into your heart center, down your arms. And in your heart center, these two energies, this beautiful white pearlescent light of the cosmos, and this power of the earth, the power of nourishment, vitality, and regeneration bursting up, overflowing within you. And these two energies coalescing, dancing together in your Hatun Sonko, your Anahata chakra. And if it feels like it would serve you, you can exhale all the air from your lungs. And as you inhale, inhale to a count of 4, drawing the earth chi of Kaosite into your heart and the Kanchai of the heavens above into your heart simultaneously, retaining your breath. And then for a count of 4, exhaling all the generative energy of this sacred union, this beautiful child of Kaosai and Kanchai, Sami, radiating from your heart center out to fill your Pokpo, to fill the toroidal field of your luminous body, your sacred bright light bubble, your pokpo. And continuing with that breath, and with each exhale, feel your luminous bubble getting simultaneously saturated in the Sami and raised. So it's getting lighter and lighter and lighter as your luminous field gets filled with more and more of this effervescent, pure blessing. The chi, the prana, the blessing energy of creation, the joy, the sparkle, filling your luminous bubble now. Maybe you can see or you can see this, Sami, or imagine it like a million sparkles or the most radical glitter shower ever. For me, Sami is always like iridescent and bright and sparkly. And really allowing this time to fill your own bubble up first before we offer to the collective. And connecting as well to the Sami, this pure blessing energy of wherever you are on the planet, the beautiful nature spirits, the life force of Gaia, Sophia, Pachamama. And as you connect in your heart and through your consciousness to the sacred waters, you are connected to their blessing medicine and welcome the Sami of the pure waters of life to flow into your bubble, into your field, into your consciousness. And connecting as well to the apus that surround you or that you are most connected to. Connecting to the Sami of the great powers of these enlightened beings, of the Apukuna, the great mountain spirits. The sacred Apus of our lineage, guiding, holding, structuring, offering their grace and medicine power to this lineage 24/7. And in this moment, available to shower you, to beam their Sami right into your heart, into your body, into any place within your being that feels a bit burdened by this life. Allow the Sami of the Apukuna to fill you up. And connecting through your beautiful heart to the Sami of all the spirits of the land where you are. There's so much life happening right now. They're really busy out there. The Sami, the vitality, the strength, the endurance of the creepy crawlers, the slithers, the wingeds, the finids, the two-leggeds, the four-leggeds, to all the standing green, all the Sami that's just bursting through in this spring energy in the Northern Hemisphere. of that bright green flowering medicine, the green of spring, the fresh vitality, and allowing through your heart connection, the Sami of the plant devas, the whole standing green nation to bless and surround you. For they love you so much because you are their sacred child. We are their sacred children, and they're so patient with us as we remember our true nature once again. And connecting as well to the Sami of all the guardians of Aini, of the guardians and watchers of the land where you are and I am here at Crystal Mountain and Star River Sanctuary, all the guardians of your home, the land that you live upon or that's sacred to you, that you are in part in relationship with and stewardship of. Connecting to the Sami of all the Aukikuna, all the beautiful nature spirits, all those tenders of the wild places, the fairies, the sprites, the gnomes, and as our good brother Barrett Ogden always shares, the forest people. Connecting as well to the old growth trees, the Maukikuna, all the Sami that's sequestered, that's held, that's a treasure house of wisdom, Sami, and blessing of the great ancient groves, the old growth trees. And every breath is receiving that Sami, that purification of this greater field of Wilkah-Wyra, the sacred element of breath and air. And connecting as well to the Sami of any and all of the Machula Alanchis, the fully healed ancestors of the land where you are. Where we are here, we honor the Sanaiks, the Tanaha, the Saliks, the Kootenai, and all whose names may have been lost or forgotten through time, but whose beautiful emanation is still so present here. And all the beautiful ancient ones of the lands that each one of us dwell upon. We honor you and your beautiful medicine. And we ask for your wisdom at this time and to fill our mental bodies with your form of Sami. And honoring all the Machula Lanchis of this beautiful lineage, honoring all the Machula Lanchis of each one of our lines, our mother's lines, our father's lines, and all of our spiritual lineages. And calling upon the Sami of all the flowers, of flowering medicine, and allowing this and anything else that inspires you to fill you up more and more and more until there's an overflow. And if you still feel any density or hucha, I invite you now to offer this as sacred food, as a miku shanku to the earth, and to also ask your mesa, the sacred altar ground of your soul, this temple that lives with you, if it can receive this hucha and transform it into Sami to bless all of life around you. To ask the sombra or the physical embodiment of your mesa, if it can receive this hucha and instantaneously transform it into Sami to bless all the life around you. I'm hearing a lot of like, yeah, woohoo, of course I can do that. No problem. We've got this. That's at least what I'm hearing from all the mesas. That's just my experience, but I wanted to share it. And continuing to offer what is dense. And what's amazing is that we're such interconnected beings. We're in such an inter-being place that we are connected to greater fields. And these greater fields contain a great deal of hucha right now. And so through your fully Sami filled luminous bubble, beginning to ask your mesa, to ask the sacred altar ground if it would be willing to receive more of the hucha that might not be yours personally, but might be in the field of your home. If it would receive this hucha and instantaneously transform it into Sami. And you can hear your mesa and trust what you receive. If we don't ask, it doesn't have the permission to act on our behalf in this way. It might still do it from time to time, but this conscious relationship is the practice of awakening into our spiritual mastery. It's all about consciousness and expanding out to see and feel and in your vista, in your beautiful divine imagination, see, feel, sense your mesa as the center of a greater toroidal field, a greater pokpo unto itself. And see how as this hucha flows into the mesa, it is then transmuted through a process of beautiful and instantaneous alchemy. For the mesa has no limits. The only limits it has is our imagination. And so allowing, if it feels authentic and good for you, to expand your sphere out more and more. Maybe your home has some extra hooch in it, or the land that you're living upon or visiting. Maybe in your family there's some extra funkiness, tense shadow energy that's just coming up to the surface as we're all getting squeezed in this great turning, this great awakening. It's like pressure points are always being hit. And so maybe some of what's being brought forth that density can be collected now and just recycled, transformed. And can you see and feel how from the base of your mesa, or maybe it's a different area for you, this Sami is flowing out, blessing all of the life around you and within you. As I've been experiencing this, the hooch has been coming from above and pouring down. And as it moves through the different layers of the mesa, being transformed into Sami and flowing like a beautiful liquid love, a beautiful blessing of creative potential out into our home, into the land, through the Apasheda and the different Apashedas into the Seke network of our Earth's meridian system of her beautiful energy lines. And expanding as much as feels good and authentic to you. Really having this be your own journey. What else can you ask your Mesa to transform through its divine and holy consecrated power? Through its divine and holy consecrated power, aligned to love, aligned to service, compassion, spiritual connection. and to that wisdom that lives within you that you've earned through all the challenges and all the big life that has brought you to this moment. And what's so beautiful about this, as well as the Huchamaqui practice taught within this lineage, is that there's so much free energy in the form of Hucha just waiting to be transformed, just waiting to evolve to its next level of expression, just waiting to be recycled and brought back into the flow of universal intelligence and the creative energy that we are as divine souls and human bodies. And that is in all of life here, that's in all of life. And when you feel like you've been fully blessed up, like given the most wonderful Sami, both bath, but also yeah, just filled to the brim, saturated. Perhaps there's different friends, community members that are in your heart tonight who could use some of this overflow. And perhaps you can bring them into your heart, your consciousness, into this profound temple of loving benevolence that is your sacred altar ground and this beautiful vessel of transmutation. So they can receive some of this blessing, not with intent for outcome, but just to lovingly give them every possible joy, to see them thriving, to see them smiling once again, to feeling so good in their bodies, to feeling comfortable and comforted, and knowing that perhaps that they can now rest in their belongingness to this greater field of life, of love, of our sacred community and this holy earth. So bringing all these different beloveds to your altar ground now. And let's breathe here and see if we can turn up the volume just for the last few minutes of our shared time together. Turn up the volume on this receiving and offering of Sami. And maybe there's someone in your life, or more than one, or a situation that just feels impossibly challenging and dense. Can you perhaps include that not with an expectation of an outcome, but just as a way of offering that beautiful sacred witness, that beautiful heart of Moon Eye to this person, this situation, something that's been really challenging for you personally, so that you and the situation, person, relationship can be raised a bit, can be brought more into your, it, their nobility, the beautiful, noble heart that lives within all of us when we're not so weighed down by resistance and judgment and all the heavy vibes. Beautiful. And so if you would like to stay in this place of receiving, please continue for as long as feels good to you. And we'll close this time together to honor our time. And also in this, recognize what an incredible gift it is to have had this community woven together by the hearts, the young Kai, the sacred service of our beautiful luminaries, Don Oscar, Cindy, and all the amazing brothers and sisters, grandmas and grandpas who've gone before. The sacred service of Heather Weingartner as the director of Thoth, and all the helping hands and beautiful, generous hearts that are drawn to this ancient yet ever new path of healing and awakening. And so with that, we can close our mesas, or you can leave yours open. Whatever resonates for you. Taking a deep breath in, full breath out. Bringing your hands to your mesa, and we'll intone the directions one time each to close and seal all this beauty into the fabric of space and time and beyond. Pachamama. Mama Kia. Viracocha Inti Quichi. We honor you and we thank you so much for this opportunity to receive ourselves and our beauty once again. Bringing your hands out in front of you for the clap of power. In love, light, wholeness, and sacred relationship, I am and we are. On the count of 3, clapping and sealing all this beauty into the fabric of space and time. 1, 2, 3.